Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here. Hope you've all been keeping well. I have been away on holiday for a couple of weeks. I did have a good time. Thank you for asking. So I've come back wondering if there's anything new in Battlefield 2042. Of course, not much has really happened, but there are a few interesting things that have surfaced in the news that I wanted to cover in today's video. So first of all here, Temporal reckons that he has uncovered what he deems to be power pickup crates, aka battle pickups. So basically, you guys may have heard that there is an Easter egg going around. There are these crates that are spawning on maps in Battlefield 2042. I think it's on Kaleidoscope, maybe some other maps as well. I haven't got it myself yet. But anyway, if you hear one of these beeping, you go over, you melee it, and you will be rewarded with this player card here. Now, these boxes are referred to as the Dark Market box, and apparently the internal name for this box is actually Power Pickup Crate. Now, we can't see what is inside, but Temporal has found in the game files that the interior texture is basically some sort of foam which you would typically use in gun cases. You know, that kind of foam that looks like an eggshell. That's basically what is in there, and that hints that there could be an introduction of battle pickups on the way. Now, Temporal did actually previously data mine a long time ago, really, these three weapons here: the M32 grenade launcher, the M13 4A2 Vulcan minigun, and the Beretta XM109. So far, these weapons have not appeared in the game, but most of the time that Temporal data mines something, if not all of the time, he's been correct. So if these haven't appeared yet, it's either because DICE have scrapped them or they just haven't had time to shine, so it could well be that these are going to be part of Season 2. And whilst we are on the topic of Temporal, let's just quickly go over the Season 2 map. Most of you guys will have heard about this, so I won't be too long, but apparently, according to him, the map is called Stranded, which the internal name is Drained. The map involves a crash over Gaten Lake, which is an artificial lake in Panama in Middle America. He doesn't have any official images available, but the speculation here is that this could be some sort of a lock allowing ships to traverse through here, or there could be a dam, or maybe both in the level. Maybe there's going to be some sort of a Lankang Dam-esque Levolution event tied to this map as well. In any case, on Monday, there is some sort of a Battlefield briefing happening, so I'm not exactly sure if they're going to spill the beans on Season 2 then, or just tell us about what's to come in the future, but there is a chance we could find out more then. Okay, next up, this is your chance to give some feedback on Battlefield 2042, guys. Marcus Leto, the game director for the new Seattle studio that is at least working on the single player portion, if not the multiplayer portion as well, of the next Battlefield game, often asks people for feedback on Twitter. So just recently, in fact a few hours ago from the making of this video, he asked Jets and Helos in Battlefield, multiplayer and single player, what usages of them in both did you like or dislike the most. And then he says he would also love to know your honest opinions on the control schemes for each. Now, I have already replied to them. You can see that here. I just lightly touched on the fact that I think being able to pick any vehicle since Battlefield 1, you know, with the spawn system that gives you freedom, although it's not real freedom because you're just going to pick the most powerful vehicle, right? I don't like that system. I prefer Battlefield 4's system where you have a set amount of vehicles and it's on a map-by-map basis. It's much easier to balance vehicles in that manner. I think weapons for vehicles should reward skill, so the higher the skill, the more rewarding they should be and the more powerful, I suppose, as well. So that was sort of my feedback. If you guys want to know more about the whole Battlefield 2042 vehicle problem and what I think DICE should do, I will link you guys a video on screen now if you want to go and get a bit more in depth. But what I want to encourage you guys to do is go over to Twitter, find Marcus's Twitter. In fact, I'll go ahead and link it for you guys down below just to make it a little bit easier, and send him your tweet. I know a lot of the time people post something like this on Reddit or they make a YouTube video, people will just leave that feedback down below. I'm not going to go and spam him with your feedback, guys, so whilst I would love to hear the feedback as well, don't get me wrong, if you do leave it below, make sure to go and tweet it at him. You know, you may think he won't read it, you won't get a reply, but honestly, this guy, I think at least, I hope, is invested in making the next Battlefield game better than Battlefield 2042, which is probably not that hard. But please go give me your feedback, especially if you're somebody like me who wants to see the jets and vehicles as a whole improved. Now, since we're already talking about feedback, to cap things off here, a new Battlefield 2042 survey has just been sent out to somebody. I don't know, it's going around on Reddit. As usual, I have not received it, but we have all of the questions here that DICE are asking players, so we're going to quickly run through these and see what DICE are trying to get feedback on. So here's the first question. How likely are you to recommend Battlefield 2042 to a friend or family member? Well, if you don't want to get disowned by your family, I'd probably not bother doing that. Okay, next question. Have you already recommended Battlefield 2042 to others? Oh boy. Have you already discouraged others away from Battlefield 2042? That's an interesting question to ask, isn't it? I would say I have definitely given it credit where credit is due, but on the most, I would say it's not the best Battlefield game. Now, this is interesting. They're asking about the specialists here. Honestly, I'd hope they would make more of an effort to change the gameplay of the specialists, make them into classes, but at the moment they seem to be just concentrating and doubling down on the tone of the specialist and the looks. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I appreciate all that stuff, but I mean, come on, we want to see them put into classes. Stop messing around, guys. So here they're asking about these specialists, and basically the question is, please rate each specialist's current appearance based on the following. So for Webster, you've got boring to exciting, not authentic to the world of the game, to authentic, and then you've got a bad fit for Battlefield 2042 all the way up to a perfect fit, light-hearted or gritty, typical or transformative, basic or elaborate. So they've put one of these out for every one of the rework specialists, so that's McKay, Boris, Pike, Sundance, Angel, and was it Falk? Yeah, that's all of them. Next one here, thinking of Battlefield 2042 overall, what do you consider still needs to be improved in the game? Why? How would this improve your game experience? Oof, I'm not even going to answer that one because the list is just too damn long. I think we've already been over that and we already know what needs to be done. But one of the things that will be top of my list begins with an S and ends in Eshelists. Another good one here, how satisfied are you with the following rewards from the free tiers of the Season 1 Battle Pass? So we've got vehicles, weapons, cosmetics, and the new specialist. I suppose if you would say very dissatisfied on the weapons, that doesn't really tell the whole story. It's not that we're dissatisfied with the weapon we got, or the weapons, I suppose you could say, if you want to count the crossbow. They're not bad, there just wasn't enough of them. So, I don't know, if we say very dissatisfied, is DICE going to register that that means make more? Or are they going to think, oh, we made a bad weapon? Now, there were more questions than the ones I've listed in this video. There was a lot about the battle pass, about the progression rate, and whether the rewards were satisfactory, I suppose. There was some about the in-game store and the price of the skins and the cosmetics over there. But yeah, on the whole, those questions seem to be mostly tailored about things that we've recently encountered. So Season 1, the battle pass, the in-game store, and the recent changes to specialists. I really hope on Monday we are going to hear more, if not about Season 2, then about some sort of a specialist rework. Honestly, I'm very surprised that where they've decided to begin with the specialists is on the way they look and sound, rather than how they play and implementing some sort of a class system. You know, if that's what they were going to do, I would have thought they'd have slapped on a class system straight away, and then they can mess about with the way they look and the tone and all those kinds of things, right? So the fact they haven't actually done that, you know, kind of worries me that they're actually never going to bother. I mean, at the moment, we're pretty much done with Season 1. Season 2 is, I think, coming out on 31st of August or the 1st of September, something around there. And there's almost definitely only going to be a maximum of 4 seasons, right? So at this point, would it really be worth them even doing that? I mean, yeah, okay, they'd get a slow clap from the community, but that's about it. Anywho, that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, don't forget to head over to Twitter and tweet at Marcus. Don't tell him I sent you though, because I don't want to be responsible for the spam. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.